Hi guys, Chris here with Super Savvy Travelers. Today I want to go over something very, very important. I had a sleepless night last night, tossing and turning, and there's things I needed to communicate. So I put them down and we're going to communicate them today. This is all about how to achieve your dream of being in Italy, whether it's travel to Italy, whether it's owning a property, whether it's living in Italy. That's a dream, and there are certain steps that you have to take and certain viewpoints that you have to adopt, so stay tuned. Hi guys, thank you for all of your emails and letters and everything that you've been sending me, comments and whatnot. It's been so helpful for me and Pete to provide you what you need and want as far as information on how to make your dream come true of being in Italy. So I wanted to go over some things today because I've gotten some emails that really made me think about some things. First of all, if I didn't respond to your comment or email, it simply means I just didn't see it. So if that happens, I apologize. Please send me another one. I try every day to stay on top of all of the emails. It's a bit of work, but I love it, and Pete helps me with it. So if we didn't respond, chances are we didn't receive it. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. So let's look at this goal of achieving your dream of being in Italy. So the first thing you need to do, I looked up success in the dictionary. And that's the first thing you really have to understand is what do you consider a success? So the definition of success is the accomplishment of a goal or a purpose, okay? So the first thing you have to do is really define your goal and your purpose. What is that? What are you trying to accomplish here? Sit down and create the ideal scene in your mind. Will it change? Probably, because as you go through, things will become more obvious as to how things work. You're going to tweak along the way, but it starts with the goal. And that's the thing that has to be defined clearly. Secondly, I want to just tell you something because I've gotten some people have been discouraged, and I'm sorry for that. But here's the thing. These obstacles don't just pop up to stop you. I know sometimes it feels like that on a day when you had 6 or 8 of them pop up and you have to find a way around each one. It feels a little bit like you're under attack by these obstacles, right? They're just there. They don't pop up. They're already there. You just have to find them and figure out a way to best them. And that is where the problem solving comes in. That's where the fun comes in. And that's something to keep in mind. They're there. You're going to find them. You're going to best them. And you're going to get your goal. Now, I love Grant Cardone. I'm sure you've all heard of him. He is a massively successful real estate expert. And when I first heard of him, I bought his book, Be Obsessed or Be Average. And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's really got it going on. He has the correct mindsets. He has all the things that really make somebody a success. And again, success is how you define it. One of his quotes that I want to give you here is approach every situation with a whatever it takes attitude. And if you do that right there, you are the dominating factor in this particular situation. It's not, oh, I'll go over to Italy if the stars align, or if this happens, or if, COVID goes away or whatever. Find ways around all of this stuff. There's always a workaround. A very wise man, my husband Pete, says there's always a workaround. And gosh darn it, if he isn't right on everything. Some days I just go, oh, that's it, and he comes, there's always a workaround, and he finds one. So that's another very wise man that you want to pay attention to. Now, my advice on whatever your goal is get trained. Education is the most important factor. That and a good group and persistence will see you through. You got to find the right people to work with, okay? And that brings me to haters. Now, hopefully you haven't seen a lot of haters on our channel because I get rid of them. Gosh darn it. If somebody's going to come on and they're going to give me broad negative generalities, if they're making personal attacks on me or anybody else, if they attack a group like the Italians or the Calabrese, and if they say things that I can't find out, like for example, they might say something wild like, oh, I heard this, and I can't prove or disprove it because it's so vague and so general. What value add is that, okay? So let me tell you that haters never built anything. They focus only on destruction. And just because, this is another Grant Cardone quote, just because most people don't make it doesn't mean you can't. okay? Those are all very important things to keep in mind. I wish I had a nickel for every comment from fearful people or from negative people or, whatever. I mean, fearful people, gosh, I hope they know what they're doing. Yeah, we educated ourselves. We know what we're doing. Oh gosh, you could lose money. Okay, I could lose money sitting here in my chair, or gosh, I could go through so many things that we've heard, and it's all just negativity. It's all just yap, 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 yap. So if somebody presents you with that stuff, just get them off your lines. It's not helping you. Now, if they come and they go, here's a legitimate concern, blah, 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 and you go, wow, it's a legitimate concern, you can write me. And if there's a legitimate concern that comes up that I haven't addressed, it either means that somebody hasn't asked me the question or I haven't finished the research. That's all it means. So write me with your questions, write me with your things that you have on your mind and all of that. The purpose of this channel is really to give you all of the education and motivation that you need and to create a safe and nurturing space for your dreams. There are enough people out there that are only too willing to poop on every dream you might ever have. That's not what we do here. We nurture. You may decide later that it's not for you. Oh, I didn't think it was all of this stuff. It's not for me. That's fine. That's totally fine. That's your decision. But it has to be your decision and not somebody else's pooping on you trying to make you make that decision. That's never good. So I could go on for days because, I have a lot of experience with this kind of thing and seeing all these comments that come on our YouTube channel and that I get rid of before you are subjected to them. It's made me start thinking about that, and I wanted to let you know that as a group here in our YouTube channel, I feel responsible for your well-being. So I will get rid of stuff that I think might be harmful. I will keep stuff that might be beneficial. And we want it to be a safe place for you to dream. So I hope that makes sense. I hope this wasn't too long and too rambling, but I wanted to get that off my chest. You are safe here. And gosh, there's not enough dreaming in the world that happens. And even if it only ends up being a dream, that's okay too.